cursed jewelry that actually exists. Do you own a special item of jewelry that has quite possibly been handed down from generation to generation? Have you ever wondered about the history of that special item and where it originally came from? Hopefully there's nothing too sinister about its origin, as you'll soon discover today that there are some pieces that have only brought misfortune, unhappiness, and tragedy to those who have owned it. We'll also have a look at some of the myths and superstition involving some well-known pieces. Number 18. Hope Diamond. The most infamous jewel of all must be the Hope Diamond. This huge blue gem is said to be worth $250 million, and the first person to own the gem had it during the 17th century. The diamond is believed to be cursed and said to bring misery and misfortune to anyone who wears it. The gem is roughly the size of a walnut and weighs over 45 carats. The gem used to act as an eye on an ancient Indian idol until the day it was stolen. The person who stole it reportedly had a slow and agonizing end to life. Any subsequent owners also befell hard times, were gone too soon, left penniless, failed marriages, and the list goes on and on. The diamond can be viewed at the Smithsonian Institution. Number 17. A little folklore. In Southeast Asia, there's a bit of folklore surrounding black diamonds. Tradition prefers that people refrain from wearing diamonds with deep black inclusions. These imperfections are thought to bring bad luck and misfortune to their wearer. Number 16. The Koh-i-Noor Diamond. There's Hindu text from around the 14th century that says the following: "Only God or a woman can wear it with impunity." This is the known curse of the Koh-i-Noor Diamond, and any man that has been in possession of the diamond has suffered enormous woes. History dictates that the diamond has, because of that reason, only been worn by women since it became part of the treasures of the British royal family in the 19th century. This diamond was mined in the Koh-i-Noor mine in Golconda in India, and the name means Mountain of Light in Persian. In its original uncut state, the diamond was said to be 739 carats, stolen in 1306 from the Raja of Malwa. The gem sits within a monarchy crown, locked away in the Tower of London. Number 15. Evil be gone. Many cultures believe that some jewelry can ward off evil. When babies are born, some cultures wear evil eye jewelry, which is believed to halt any ill intentions on the newborn by malicious people admiring the baby. It's also believed to give protection and good luck. Some believe that silver jewelry also keeps evil away, and perhaps there is some truth to this way of thinking. Silver has antibacterial qualities and throughout history has been used to cure infections. Number 14. Black Prince's Ruby. Also fondly known as the blood red Great Imposter. The reason it's called the Great Imposter is that it's not a ruby at all, but rather a larger spinel. Spinel is a hard, glassy material that can crystallize and form various shades, including a fiery ruby red. Spinels are also not nearly as costly as rubies. This particular one was mined from Badakhshan. Today we know it as Tajikistan. The first recording of the stone was in the 14th century when it was plundered by Don Pedro the Cruel from the Moorish kingdom of Granada. It was said that whomever owned the gem thereafter would be cursed. The gem was then the belonging of the Black Prince, who got his name due to his success on the battlefield. The stone made its way to British royalty, where it's been ever since. It currently sits dead center in the front of the Imperial State Crown of England. Number 13. Star of India. You would be forgiven for thinking this is a creature from under the sea as opposed to a 563-carat sapphire, but that's what it really is. The Star of India is the largest known gem-quality blue star sapphire. The reason why it has that milky appearance is because of the minuscule fibers formed by the mineral rutile, reflecting light. The whole process is called asterism. Mysterious circumstances surround the origin of this gem, but it's thought to have been found in Sri Lanka around 3 centuries ago. The gem really found fame in 1964 when it, along with other jewels, were stolen from the American Museum of Natural History. The jewels weren't insured, and the battery alarming their lockbox had been faulty for months. No guard was assigned to that room, and the hall's windows were open for ventilation. The museum was incredibly lucky, as most of their gems were found in a Miami Trailways bus locker. But since then, stories of a curse surrounding this stone abound. Best not to take your chances. Number 12. A little ominous. Have you ever heard of the opal omen? This might be one of the more popular jewelry superstitions that are around. Opal is believed by many to bring bad luck, unless you're born in October, then you're okay. Although don't even consider buying it yourself even if you are an October baby, because your luck will run out. Opal is believed to have gotten a bad rap when, over a century ago, Australian opal threatened diamond commerce. So diamond traders spread rumors about opal, making people believe purchasing them would open them up to bad luck. Sadly, the story has stuck, but it doesn't seem to have affected buyers today. Number 11. Priam's treasure. During the 19th century, there lived a German archaeologist named Heinrich Schliemann. People thought he was a little crazy, especially after he claimed to have found the ancient city of Troy. How interesting to learn that he was actually telling the truth. He, along with his wife Sophie, also found a collection of spectacular jewelry in the city, which was named Priam's Hoard. The find was said to bring nothing but trouble. Schliemann brought the hoard back to Germany, but they soon disappeared. Fingers were pointed at Russia, who denied everything, only to admit it decades later when pieces were discovered in one of their museums. They refused to return the pieces, saying that it's recompense for German destruction of Russian cities. So, in response to this, a Berlin museum has a copy of the treasures on display with a caption saying they're waiting for Russia to return the originals. When that will happen, we're not sure, but hopefully the treasure doesn't bring any additional trouble to the Russians. Number 10. Something borrowed, something blue. If you've done your walk down the aisle, you might have followed some wedding traditions, including wearing an heirloom of jewelry, possibly passed down for many generations. However, if you're planning to do that, carefully check the history of the ring's owner. It's believed that if there was a failed wedding which included that ring, the luck would be brought forward to the new wearer and also bring a failed marriage. Ensure the borrowed piece comes from a happy marriage. Number 9. The Regent Diamond. A beauty of a diamond with a not-so-beautiful beginning. The gem was discovered in an Indian mine by a servant who kept it for himself by hiding it in an open wound in his leg. It's uncertain how it happened, but it eventually came to the belonging of French royalty, but then was stolen in 1792. This 140.64 carat diamond then fell into the hands of Napoleon, who insisted that the diamond be used as a part of his design in his sword. Many believe it was the diamond that caused his demise, and his second wife brought the diamond to Austria. Today, you can view it at the Louvre. Number 8. La Peregrina Pearl. Not so much a cursed gem, but rather one with a very colorful history. As you know, Elizabeth Taylor loved her jewelry, and this one was one of her all-time favorites. It's a 50.6 carat pearl, and it's one of the largest in the world. This pearl was discovered in the 16th century in the Gulf of Panama. The ring became the property of King Philip II, who gave the pearl to Queen Mary I of England in 1554. But he ended up leaving her, and she didn't last long after that. You might recognize the name Bloody Mary. Well, that was her. Perhaps you can now understand why he left her. The pearl was returned to him, and it remained within Spanish royalty until Napoleon Bonaparte invaded and managed to get his hands on the pearl. It stayed in his family until it was sold to Lord James Hamilton in 1873. Eventually, it was sold at auction and bought by Richard Burton in 1969, and he gave it to his wife, Elizabeth Taylor. Despite divorcing Burton twice, she got to keep the pearl. The pearl was finally bought by an anonymous buyer in 2011 for $11.8 million. Number 7. Sober up. Ancient Greek mythology tells the tale of the powers of amethyst being able to hinder intoxication. The ancient Greeks would drink from goblets made from amethyst to ensure they remained sober. Number 6. The Hortensia Diamond. This 20-carat diamond is currently sitting in the Louvre, but that is a far cry from how far it's come to get there. Due to a crack in the diamond, it wasn't valued as much back in 1791. The diamond was named after Napoleon's stepchild, Hortense, or Empress Josephine. The gem had been stolen and found so many times over the years, and isn't it a bit odd that Napoleon is involved in this one too? Perhaps he's the only one affected by any of these cursed gems. Number 5. Wear it, if you dare. During the medieval times, it was believed that wearing pearls was unlucky, as they so closely resembled tears. Diamonds were thought to be lucky as they could drive away witches, and also protect the wearer from going crazy. Number 4. The Blue Diamond. To this day, nobody knows where the Blue Diamond is, but you can believe that there is drama surrounding the stone. It was 1989 when a Thai janitor working for the Saudi royal family broke into Prince Faisal bin Fahd's bedroom and stole the Blue Diamond, along with other jewelry. It's believed that he hid the jewels in a vacuum cleaner and then took them to Thailand. He was caught, but he had already sold the gems. He was sentenced to 7 years in jail, although he got out in 3. Some pieces were found and returned, but many Saudi diplomats who went to investigate the crime never made it back home, and it was blamed on the curse of the blue diamond. There were others that went through hard times who were all connected to this diamond in some way or another. Many believe that anyone who handles this gem illegally will come to a bad end. Number 3. The Orlov Diamond. This beautiful stone used to belong to Catherine the Great in her royal scepter. It weighs 189.6 carats, and legend dictates that the diamond was plucked from the eye of a Hindu doll that was stolen by a French deserter. The stone was given to Catherine the Great by Gregory Orlov, who really hoped she would fall in love with him once she received the diamond. She didn't. He literally went insane, and she kept the highly prized stone. Number 2. Rule of thumb, or ring finger in this case. Here are some more superstitions surrounding rings. It's considered bad luck to remove your engagement ring before the big day, as it implies the wedding may not even happen. You're also not meant to let another woman try it on, as it's meant she might steal your man. Worth the risk? Probably not. Number 1. Major recall. Let's head to more recent times when Kay Jewelers had to recall 2 million cursed wedding bands that were sold in over 900 stores. They've openly apologized to their customers for any discomfort or searing of the flesh, and they have recalled rings from their Leo Diamond and Neil Lane bridal lines. There were widespread reports of people claiming to night terrors and struggling with infertility, and they were blaming their rings. Company executive Judith Stelling said the following: "If any wearer of K products has experienced partial or total blindness, nausea, intense rage upon entering a church, or has suffered a sting of unexplained family tragedies, you may return the defective item to any K-affiliated retailer to be destroyed by a qualified priest."